So in this video, we are going to learn how to create Quentin contact from Google Sheets. Let's say you have created or you are getting some details of multiple users into a Google Sheet and you want to add those same peoples into your Quentin CRM as a contact. So let me tell you how you can actually automate this complete process in such a way that whenever a new row of user details will be added in Google Sheet, automatically with the same details, these people will be added as a contact in Quentin. So if you want to know how you can set up this automation and use it, for that you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Google Sheets to Quentin. And then just select the folder of your Pabbly Connect account in which you want to create this workflow. Let's say I've selected home folder over here and then click on create. Now as we click on create, we will see a workflow will open in front of us. Now here in this workflow, you will see there are two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's start with our trigger window. Now the idea here is, first we have to connect our Google Sheets in which we are entering our new contact details with Pabbly Connect in the trigger window. So that whenever a new row of data, a new user details or contact details are added in this Google Sheet, instantly, automatically, the details of that newly added contact will be received inside Pabbly Connect and this automation workflow will trigger. So here what we have to do after setting up this automation, we just have to enter the contact details over here. And using this automation, the same person with the same details will be added as a contact in Quentin. So what we are going to do, let's select Google Sheets in the trigger step. So we'll search for Google Sheets, just select it. After selecting Google Sheets, in trigger event from this drop down, select new or updated spreadsheet row. Now when we select our trigger event, here you will see Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now using this webhook URL, we are going to connect our Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. And how we are going to do that? We just have to follow the help text instructions given below over here. So copy this webhook URL from here and we will go to a Google Sheet which we have created. After coming to a sheet, what we have to do, we will go to extensions, add-ons and click on get add-ons. So we are going to download or add the Pabbly Connect webhook add-on in our Google Sheets account. So after going to add-on, you will reach to Google Workspace Marketplace and here in search app, search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. Now here you can see Pabbly Connect webhooks. This add-on is already installed in my Google Sheet. So you just have to install this same add-on into your own Google Sheets account and after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheets once. This is a very important step. Now after refreshing our Google Sheet, in the next step, we will once again go to extensions and this time you will see Pabbly Connect webhooks. This add-on will be shown over here. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. After clicking on Initial Setup, this box will appear in front of us. And it is basically asking us three different things. First one is the selected sheet. That in this Google spreadsheet, it is most likely possible that you might have created multiple sheets over here. So the data of a new row from which sheet we want to send to Pabbly Connect. Right now in this Google spreadsheet, I have only one sheet named as sheet 1. That's why by default it has selected sheet 1. Then it is asking us for the webhook URL. Now here in webhook URL, we have to paste the exact same webhook URL given by Pabbly Connect. Just copy it from here and paste it over here. And at last, it is asking us for the trigger column. Now you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So the trigger column is basically the last data entry column of our Google Sheets. Let's say here in this example in the background, you can see column E is going to be my trigger column because it is the last column in which any of my data exists. After column E, all the columns of my Google Sheet are blank. So column E will be my trigger column. So basically, it means that after entering the data in which particular column, the data will be sent. It is considered that the data is entered completely. So we always select the last data entry column over here. And after that, just click on this Send Test button. Now, when we click on Send Test, here you will see it will show us that test data is sent successfully. This means the data of the first row after headers, means the data of row 2 is now sent to Pabbly Connect. So let's go back to our Pabbly Connect workflow. And yes, here you can see that in our Pabbly Connect workflow in this trigger step, we have received some response. And in this response, you will see the details, the data of the exact same row, the row number 2 from our Google Sheets. Here you can see the same mobile number of the person which we have added in this Google Sheet. Then after that, here you can see the same name, that is demo user. You can see the same email address and also same company name. So this means the data which we were having in our Google Sheet as a new row, that data is now successfully sent to Pabbly Connect. And the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. Now what we have to do, we just have to click on submit. And after clicking on submit, it is showing us that the setup is configured successfully. Now just close this window. Once again, go to extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks, and here you can see an option named as send on event. We have to select this option of send on event. By selecting send on event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever the data in a new row is added in our Google Sheet till our trigger column, whenever a new row of data is added, instantly, immediately send that data to Pabbly Connect. So here the step 1 is successfully completed. Now let's move to step 2. In step 2, we want to send these new contact details received from Google Sheet to Quentin, so that we can add this person whose data we have added in Google Sheet as a contact in Quentin. So for that, we will just scroll down and come to this action window. And here in Choose App, we are going to search for Quentin. Just select it. After selecting Quentin, in action event from the drop-down, select the action event as Create or Update Contact. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here we have to connect our Quentin account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter 2 details from our Quentin account. That is the API key, the API token of our Quentin account, and also the base URL of our Quentin account. Now you must be thinking how we are going to get all of these details. So to get it, just go to your Quentin account. From the left sidebar, just go to Settings. After coming to the settings section, here you can see the settings under system, that is API info. Just click on it. After clicking on API info, here you can see the API base URL of your Quentin account. Just copy this URL from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it in this base API URL section over here. Then after that, we'll get back to Quentin, and now here we have to generate the API token as well. Right now you can see I have already generated 2 tokens, so I can use them. Or if you want to create a new token, create a new API key, just click on this Add Key button. Give this key a name. For example, I'll just name it as PC and click on Save. And as we click on Save, here you can see just now a new API key is added in our Quentin account. You can just copy the API key from here, go to your Quentin account and then paste it over here. And after pasting the API key and API base URL, just click on Save. Now when we click on Save, we will see our Quentin account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. And after making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the primary email. That what will be the email address of the contact which we are going to create. So using the same action, we are going to create the contact, and if the contact do already exist in our Quentin account, then in that case, we are going to update that contact as well. But to update the contact, we have to search for the existing contact too. So we have to enter the primary email address, the main email address of the user of the contact. So we have received the details of the contact from our Google Sheets. And in these details, we had the email address of the user of the contact too. So what we are going to do, we are going to map this response of email from this trigger step responses received from Google Sheet in this Quentin action step. And the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and here in this drop down, select the response of email address received from Google Sheets, and that is it. Now whenever we are going to add a new row of user details in our Google Sheet, whatever email address we are going to enter over here in this Google Sheet, with the same email, the contact will be created in Quentin. Then after that, it is asking us for the gender. Now here we have two options, Mr. or Mrs. to select the gender. But we don't have the gender details of the contact in our Google Sheet. And the field of gender is also not mandatory. So what you can do, you can just ignore selecting any of these options. Then it is asking us for the title, and we have two titles, doctor or professor. We don't have the title details of the contact in Google Sheet, so you can ignore these fields. If you have these details, what you can do, you can just turn this mapping button on, and basically you can map those details, map doctor or professor, whatever option you are creating, whatever title you have of your contact, you can map that over here in this field. But right now, I'm not selecting any of these. Then it is asking us for the first name. So we have received the response of first name, last name, email, company, and mobile number from Google Sheets. We have entered all of these details in Google Sheet. So we will be using the same process of mapping once again, and we are going to map these details into their respective field of this Quentin action step. Starting from the first name, just click here. From the drop down, select the response of first name from Google Sheet responses, and it will be mapped. Follow the same process for rest of the fields as well. Let's map the last name. Then we are going to map the company. And here it is. At last, it is asking us for the job title. We don't have it, so we can ignore the field of job title, birth, country, and address details. If you are entering all of these details in your Google Sheet, just map the details into their respective fields. After that, it is once again asking us that is the secondary email, and this is a required field. So once again, we don't have a secondary email of the user. So we will be using or mapping the first email, the primary email once again in this field of secondary email. If you have one, you can map that too. Then we have to enter the phone number details. So let me enter the phone one details. We have the mobile number of the user, and in phone one type, I will be selecting mobile. Now, if you have multiple contact details, you can map that too. But after mapping data in the same process, in the same way, in all of the field, after mapping all the data of the new contact which you have, what we have to do, we just have to click on Save and Send Test Request button. Now, when we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you will see we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here, basically the details of a new contact which we have received from Google Sheet, a contact with the same details is now added in our Quentin account. So let's check it. We will go to a Quentin account. We will go to contact section. And yes, here you can see demo user. This new contact is just now added in our Quentin account. Here you can see the same first name, same last name, same email address. And also when we'll go to the edit section, you will see the same mobile number as well. This means the automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect, this automation is working perfectly fine. And after setting up this automation, now whenever we are going to add the data, a row of new user details in Google Sheet, with the same details, the contact will be added in Quentin. So guys, let's check this automation bus. What we are going to do, we are going to test this automation. For example, the name of the person is test user, and this is the email address of the user. Then after that, let's enter a dummy mobile number over here once again. And the company is, for example, Google. So just now we have added a new row of user details in our Google Sheet. And we will see as we add these details, instantly within seconds, the person with the same details will be added as a contact in Quentin. So let's check it. We will go to a Quentin account, and once again, we will just refresh this contacts page once. And yes, here you can see that test user, this person, this contact has been added in our Google Sheets account. Now let's check the details of this contact. Let me just go to this edit section, and here you can see the same details, same name, same company, same email address, and also the mobile number. And because we kept the field of birthday, here you can see in the Quentin action step, we have basically not added any date of birth because we are not having these details. Because we kept that field as blank, it has considered today's date, the current date, as the birthday. So here what you can do, you can just enter the birthday of the user in your Google Sheet as well, and you can map that data. You can add that data too. So we have tested this automation in real time, and we saw that this automation is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you will find the clone link of this exact same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this automation workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestions, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.